welcome to this week's movie night review for the third attempt. This time seemed to work. We are talking about Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, which according to IMDb came out in 1989.
I remember coming out, so yeah.
Yeah. So, synopsis.
It has Indiana Jones. And he goes to a place with a thing to get stuff. In this case, Nazis. Eat Nazis.
He
Get the
doesn't
Holy
go
Grail.
anywhere to get Nazis. He goes to get the Holy Grail.
Oh, he wants Nazis.
He goes to get money and fame and fortune.
But his dad is in this one.
Yes.
And you find out that his name is not Indiana Jones. His name is Henry Jones. Jr.
And he does not like being called Junior.
Because they named the dog Indiana.
Yeah. Okay, so what are they after?
The Holy Grail.
Okay, the Holy Grail.
I've never understood why a Holy Grail is a cup. It's a grail.
Okay,
What's with the
so
Grail cup?
they talk about, I guess, your favorite. What are your favorite characters? Just, I guess, your single favorite character, else than Indiana Jones.
I would have to say Indiana Jones, his father. Henry Jones. Henry Jones Sr. Yeah.
Okay,
And who plays Henry Jones Sr.?
Did you know?
you guys don't know?
I know who it is.
I don't
Who
know
is
his
it?
head.
Sean Connery.
Yes, Sean Connery plays his father. My favorite character probably would be
Jonathan Rhys Davies.
Jonathan Rhys Davies' character. He's
Gimli.
named
Robert.
Sala? Something like that. He wears a fez.
His name's Gimli.
Anyway,
He's also in the newest movie. They show him in the trailer.
yeah. Okay, Nora, who's your favorite?
Bella hasn't gone yet, Mommy.
Bella.
Sorry.
Probably Henry Jones Sr.
Senior. Okay.
His professor friend. I don't remember.
Oh,
his
Marcus Brody?
Yeah, the one
Yeah.
who can't really do anything.
He's pretty useless, that's why he's cool.
name. He gets lost a lot.
He gets lost in his own museum.
Fair.
He gets lost everywhere.
I don't know, the Grail Knight's pretty funny too. But, okay. So, this movie was, again, much more action than,
And has a tank.
That's true.
and a blimp.
And one that floats.
Yes, it does.
That was highly entertaining.
But that's a reference to the Hindenburg stuff.
Yeah.
It's supposed to do that.
Yeah.
It's Nazis anyway, so it
So-
doesn't really matter.
Yes. This movie, I think, fairly accurately depicts some of the things with the Nazis and how they
How they belong.
highly treasured blonde people and blonde-haired, blue-eyed people, I guess.
And occult relics.
Yes. Which is why they're after the Holy Grail
And they're for the covenant.
and the Ark.
Okay, so the important thing here to discuss is what is the Holy Grail? Because I said it's a cup earlier, but which cup is it specifically?
It's the wooden cup.
No.
It's
No,
made of
it's-
clay.
Generically, what cup is it? Why is it holy?
It's Jesus' cup that he used the last time.
Okay, so the cup that Jesus used the Last Supper, would that be in existence still?
No.
Not likely.
Not likely.
There's no reason to think it would, because it would have been probably a rather common cup.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's for the Passover, so they probably would have used better stuff and not the clay ones in actuality, but the clay one's supposed to be representing the humility of Jesus, so it's lackadaisical in its approach to history and authenticity. Because obviously if Jesus had chosen it, yeah, he'd go for the plain, normal, boring one, but
Well, I
there's
thought
no
that
purpose.
in the end, I thought Indiana Jones took the wooden cup because
No, it takes a little small clay one that's like this
It's
big.
not wooden, it's clay, yeah.
It's clay.
because he was a carpenter.
Yeah, but they
He
weren't
has
at his
this whole,
house.
like-
They're staying at the house in that room,
Okay, yeah.
which would have been a
Right.
very fancy location. Now, actuality.
Well, because not many, if any other houses would have had a second floor.
Well, and it's also known that it's realistically a banquet hall by today's standards, and so it probably actually had gold and silver, but not a movie. Oh well.
Anyway,
So that's a spiritual content thing to be aware of, is that it is talking about occult purposes for historical relics. Just
Yeah.
like in the Ark of the Covenant being there.
well, there's always a presumed power that this physical object somehow has. In this case, because Jesus used it for the First Communion, for the Last Supper. I don't know.
Is that why some people say dinner? Because it was the Last Supper.
Okay,
Wow, that was a good one.
all right.
Okay, how violence? What violence is there in the movie? Because violence is good.
Well, there is the one time where he's throwing the guy out of the balloon. Like literally throws him out the window onto the balloon.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
fine, just soundstage then.
I was thinking of at the very end of the movie, the Nazi chooses the wrong cup, and he basically dissolves and melts.
He doesn't dissolve, he turns to dust.
Does something. He dies.
I'm not sure that counts as violence.
Because
More disturbing imagery.
Yeah.
He does
It's
the
close
return.
enough, I think.
Violence is more like the tank driving through the desert trying to shoot people.
Very
That
good.
was amazing.
And or run them over. And people getting shot. And good stuff like that.
And people
Yeah.
getting caught in the wheels.
Yeah.
Tanks have track
Well,
bodies.
not
So
the thing
I
is-
think this movie, more than any of the others, I remember the most.
That's because it's the only one that came out while you were alive.
Olsen Kingdom of the
Until
Crystal
Kingdom-
Skull.
Game of the Crystal Skull is the one that came out when I was alive.
Yep.
That's part.
So
Dial of Destiny comes soon.
anyhow, there are some interesting elements also with, they do go to Petra, which is an historical site, a church, right? One of the first churches
Jordan.
in Jordan. And so there have been some
Hence the tank.
suppositions that perhaps the Ark of the Covenant is there, or the Holy Grail, or all sorts of things that are considered to have become holy or been made holy and have some sort of, they say power, but it's just a thing. If it has power, it's because of God, not,
One of Peter's fingers is there.
yeah. The
Phylacteries are fun.
phylacteries. So
Phylacteries are gross, but awesome at the same time.
it's gross. It's just a
I
finger.
can make phylacteries of me when I die.
No.
Not a chance.
Okay, so
Thank you.
I really liked the element of, so Indiana Jones is trying to rescue his dad, and they finally catch up to them at Petra, and he's
No, they catch up to them before Petra.
okay, but they're at Petra, and he has to, in order to save his dad, he has to help them solve all the riddles and beat the booby traps. And so there's that section where you have to step out in faith and cross, and
That one's evil.
it,
We throw the gravel onto it.
yeah,
Yeah, he throws the ground.
That doesn't quite count as having faith.
yeah.
He throws the gravel on after he walks over. He walks over and then he throws it on after he's done all the way.
So that other
I
people
don't
can
think he
see it?
I think he throws it on
I
beforehand.
don't remember.
No, he throws it on after.
Exactly.
I don't know. If you remember, does he put gravel or sand on the bridge before or after he walks across? Let us know. So,
There's also the part, that's the first part that keep failing at, where people's heads keep getting cut off.
oh,
Yeah,
because they have
That's
to,
violence.
they have to be humble, they have to,
The penitent man will pass,
oh yeah,
breath of God, oh God.
yeah,
The camera's over there.
yeah. So, look at the camera and tell them what it is. What was the riddle?
I don't remember the riddle, I only remember that the penitent man shall
the
There's a riddle,
penitent
apparently.
man will pass. Basically, the notes that they had weren't they supposed to be from like the Templars,
Yes, I believe so.
who were supposed to have been protecting the Holy Grail and guarding it, which is why there's like an ancient, somehow like not dead
Temple.
guard.
'Cause
Yeah,
he's
nice, guarding it.
using the cup and
It gives you eternal life.
yeah.
Because it's water that will not run out.
Yes. Again, taking biblical concepts and kind of
Twisting them a bit.
twisting them to fit your
Turning it.
storyline.
We
So,
also go to Malta and find the knight's tomb there. So.
yes. Okay.
So I think the important thing to talk about with this is that it's the relationship between father and son that's explored through the movie. And so you find out all the reasons why Indiana Jones is reckless and kind of crazy like he is because his dad pushed him. And they don't have exactly a good relationship throughout most of the movie, but they reconcile near the end.
Mm-hmm.
And realistically, he has to in order to save his dad because his dad's going to die if he doesn't give him the right cup to drink from.
Yeah. So, that, I guess, when you get into the end of the movie and Indiana is standing there and the Nazi guy already died because he took the fancy gold, like,
Jewel encrusted.
jewel encrusted cup. He died, and it does kind of look like that. And then Indiana Jones is like, he has to pick, and the guard, the knight, is watching him eagerly, I guess, at this point, to see what's gonna happen. Because doesn't he like finally get to die
Mm-hmm.
once Indiana?
Since he dies once the grail is removed.
Yeah. So, I guess at that point, Indiana Jones, spoiler, he saves his dad,
And
and
the Nazi girl who'd been traveling with him for most of the movie dies.
No, she falls.
She's still
Because she's
died.
greedy.
she's
Yeah, she
greedy.
falls in the
Yeah,
And she tries to grab the cup and dies because she misses.
yeah.
She falls really poorly considering how she's supposed to be falling into the chasm though. So
Technology. Okay, so favorite scene of the movie?
I would say the first, I believe it's the first scene when you see Indiana Jones as a kid and he's trying to get the medallion, I believe.
No, it's a cross.
Cross, okay.
Yeah.
Necklace, something like that, from the treasure hunters. And he falls into the
Reptile.
reptile
Car train.
train.
train car.
Train
Train
car.
car.
Anyway.
Anyway, it explains kind of why he doesn't like snakes, where he got the whip from, and the hat. And it's pretty interesting. I like seeing his backstory.
You
It's
should
funny
grab
that
the
he
rope.
steals it from
Yeah.
the person again later on.
This is
Bella.
Probably when they're in the castle trying to get loose because his dad started the ropes. Well, actually, he started the carpet on fire.
Started
Highly
building
entertaining.
on fire.
Well, he starts the entire castle on fire because he drops the lighter.
How you
Okay,
live?
to the camera.
You should probably think louder than.
Thinking louder wouldn't really do anything.
At least I'm gonna be able to hear you, so you're still thinking. Well, she thinks. What do you think, Lance?
I think that my favorite scene is probably, I think it's in this one where he met up with Jonathan Rhys Davies, and it's like the chase scene in the village in the little town. And he's trying to get away from the bad guys.
That is.
Is that?
Didn't they do that?
Yeah.
It is right at the beginning, right?
In Malta, yeah.
Yeah, in Malta. Okay. Yeah, the scene in Malta, the chase scene. What do you think?
The scene on the blue.
Which
The
one?
scene on the balloon.
Which
There are
one?
like 6 scenes.
No.
Okay.
Okay. Unless you want her to explain more.
I'd like to know what about what,
What about the blimp? What
Okay.
happening?
is there a sub-sandwich there?
No. When they're on the blimp, and Indiana Jones is impersonating the Nazi officer, and then when they fly off on the thing.
They get away while it blows up?
Mhm.
Yeah. How about you?
I'd say the best part is when they're getting attacked by rats in Malta. Cause that's funny. Well, they should go into the sewers and they won't play with the rats then.
Gross.
Of course, there's lots of rats in Europe, so
Mm.
don't go to Europe if you don't like rats.
Yeah, there's a reason why the plague spread like it did. It
Yeah.
was gross.
And because they didn't have antibiotics.
That too.
And they didn't have proper hygiene.
Okay, so I know this is kind of a complete rabbit trail, but Jonathan Rhys Davies is in this movie, and he was also in the TV series Sliders, and
Professor Arturo.
there was an episode of that movie, or of that show, where they went to an alternate universe, alternate dimension of,
Just like,
yes, but they went to one where the people are just dying and they're very, very sick, and they,
Because of the plague?
well, it's an illness that they don't know how to treat, and so they're very, even, it's very reminiscent, although it happened before, it was filmed long before COVID, it was very reminiscent of how they tried to kind of segregate people who were sick and people who might not be sick, and kind of that reaction. And it turns out that Professor Arturo realizes that in this world, they didn't have penicillin yet, and so he helps them develop penicillin, and that cures everybody, so. Anyway,
so
it's
it's more like
interesting.
the episode of Deep Space Nine where Bashir fixes the planet.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
I remember that. That one's
It doesn't
sad.
have Jonathan Rhys Davies in that though.
which is sad.
He should be in Star Trek and do better.
That'd be amazing.
Anyhow, least favorite thing about the movie?
The Nazi woman.
Elsa.
Yeah,
Elsa.
that they're frolicking with the entire movie. I don't like her.
That's a good word. Kevin likes frolic.
Oh my goodness. Bella?
I think about it.
I don't know.
It's like the word gambling. Gamboling.
Gam,
Gambling.
yeah.
Evan likes to gamble through the trees. Among the flowers.
No.
Just like in Twilight.
Oh.
No! You're not
That's-
talking about
we are
Twilight.
not
No, Twilight.
reviewing
please.
Too late, we're there.
No, Dedrick.
You know, we
Yeah, that's not
could
No.
do Twilight.
We could review Twilight. If
No, we
you're
can't.
interested in us reviewing Twilight, and
It would
having
probably
fun
be
poking
just
at it,
the
just
four of
let
us
us know.
girls and not Daddy.
well, his comments will be, it sucked.
Yeah, that's true.
They
are
sparkled in the
vampires.
sunlight.
Okay, Bella.
Oh,
Scene. It.
if you don't have a least favorite thing about it, that's fine.
The movie. I watched it a long time.
Okay, Nora.
Would probably be that they're burning the Bibles and that she gets all irritated about it, but she actually doesn't do anything. She's like, oh no, this is wrong. You can actually do something about it.
Yeah, I think I appreciate that they did cover a lot of the historical facts about the way the Nazis behaved and did things and whatnot, but I think maybe that's kind of one of the bad parts as well, that people look at that like it's just purely Hollywood, and they ignore the historical relevance of some of that
This
information.
stuff
Same,
happened. It's not just
Yeah.
fake.
same with the way that all these artifacts are intrinsically powerful, but they're drawing from this biblical history, but they almost make it seem like it couldn't actually be real. Whatever these items are, they aren't. I don't know. It just, kind of cheapens it, I guess.
It is
What do you think?
Hollywood.
Exactly.
I'd say it's mythologizing it.
Yes.
Instead of making it be obvious that it's reality, which is what it is. But they don't really have any power to those things because they're not God. God has the power.
Yes. Which is why the Ark had power. Has.
There's no real reason I think the Ark would have that power to kill people now, since God's no longer residing on it.
Yeah. It's possible. But
I mean, we don't know for certain, but it's a safe assumption that it was God's presence that killed people, not the wood.
mm-hmm. Okay. Anything else you wanted to cover?
Just a summary of the movie.
Were you gonna do like?
Yes. Would you recommend it and what age?
I would definitely say I recommend it, but I'm not sure what age. We watched this when we were pretty young.
It's a 2 out of 5.
I would give it 3.5 out of 5.
I give this 4. 4.5. Somewhere in there. It's, like I said, my favorite
It's got Sean
Indiana
Connery.
Jones movie. It has Sean Connery, it has Harrison Ford,
And
it has
Davies.
Jonathan Rhys Davies. That's a good movie.
I'd say 4.5.
And you'd
Probably.
recommend it for
10 or older.
okay. Nor
Simply because of
some of the imagery.
no more the implications about Elsa and
I mean, the
Both
harlotry.
Henry Jones.
Yes.
the Jones.
What's your rating, Lenny?
4 out of 5, and probably like 8 to 10-ish.
Okay. Like I said, I remember it coming out, so I think I watched it when I was pretty young. I just remember watching it growing up, so
Well, if you're watching them in a series, then obviously you want to wait until later because of Temple of Doom being a bit disturbing,
Grotesque.
potentially. But I remember watching it when I was 6, so it didn't disturb me then. Snakes were the worst part, but don't fall in a pit of snakes, you'll be good. So I would
Gross.
say
That's
4-star
disgusting.
rating on it. I think it's a better one of the first 3.
yeah.
And then Crystal Skull just blows it out of the water, so
Yeah, that's
there's
what I
no
was
problem
thinking.
there. And I presume that the Dial of Destiny is going to do the same thing.
We'll see.
I'm sure it will.
I hope so.
It has Jonathan Rhys Davies in it, so it's gotta be pretty good.
Well,
And
it
it
also
doesn't have
has-
Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, that's true.
Okay. Alright, girls. Any final thoughts?
Some mild spiritual elements, a little bit of violence,
Some
a little bit
language,
disturbing
but
imagery. Not really much. You watch worse on TV nowadays. The kids probably do watch worse on TV
yeah.
or YouTube
Probably.
or commercials or the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So
I still want to get a whip.
you don't need a whip.
No.
So obviously we would recommend it.
Yes.
Good movie.
Good movie.
Definitely.
Watch with family.
Yes.
Play some scorpions too.
Ew, not scorpions.
Alright.
Cool.
Alright, thanks for joining us. Thanks for bearing with us, and let us know your favorite character from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. And yeah, any questions you had, thoughts, and maybe any suggestions for future movie reviews. And we will see you next time. Thanks.